I decided it would be fun to do the 40 beauty questions tag. Although I wasn't tagged, I saw Charlene from G Whiskers do a portion of the tag on her blog, and I thought it would be fun to also have a go at it. I decided to start with the makeup questions. I might not even get through all of them in one video, but I'm going to give it a bash. The first question is, what foundation do you use? I decided, as is the case with most of the questions, I needed to narrow it down. So in most cases, I've just chosen like 2 or 3 of my favorites. And in this case, the foundation that I use the most often is definitely the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. This is such a light, it's sort of a second skin, very light, very natural foundation. It's not heavy, it doesn't have hectic coverage, but it's just perfect for my needs. And then on the days when I do want more coverage, like my skin's not looking that great, then I always turn to the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, and I have got shade Ivory Nude, which is number 2072. And then lately I've actually not been bothering really with foundation at all since I've got the Chanel CC cream. This is what I use most often of all, because it's got an SPF 30 in it, so I find the coverage is similar to the Vitalumiere Aqua, but it's creamier, and then it's got that high SPF, and I use skincare products that contain quite a lot of sort of antioxidants and BHA and retinol, whatever, so I really want to wear quite a high SPF, and so this is the one that I usually turn to. And then the second question is, what about concealer? The concealers that I use are the Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer Kit. I use this basically all over, like under my eyes, around my nose, around my chin, because it's just really nice and creamy. And then you can see mine, this one is nearly finished. And then it's got a setting powder as well, so I use that just to set over where I've used it. And then I also use the Clarins Instant Light Brush On Perfector, which is basically like a highlighting pen. I use this after I've done my concealer with the Bobbi Brown concealer. I use it just under my eyes, bridge of my nose, and usually in this area. I'm not wearing it today, but this really just brightens up any shadowy bits, and I love it. The next question is, do you know your undertone color? I have to be completely honest, I don't exactly know, but my skin isn't too pink and it isn't too yellow, so I think my skin tone is neutral, but I may be wrong. I haven't actually ever asked someone at a cosmetic counter to tell me what skin tone my undertone of my skin is, but I think it's neutral. And the next question was, what do you think of fake eyelashes? I have actually never worn fake eyelashes. I think I did once try individual lashes, and it was just like a complete mess, so I gave up, and I've never tried using them again. Since watching a lot of YouTube videos, I kind of want to give them another go, because I actually really like the effect, and you get some really natural looking ones. So it's definitely on my to-do list for the future. The next question is, did you know you were supposed to change your mascara every 3 months? Yes, I did. Obviously, I know that I'm supposed to throw it out after 3 months, but to be completely honest, if after 3 months my mascara hasn't dried out, it's still working fine, and it's, you know, like, it's still fine, then I probably won't throw it out until it starts drying out. I know I'm supposed to, I know it's harboring bacteria and whatever, but the mascaras that I've been using are like more on the pricey end, and I'm really not keen to throw them away unless they like they're not performing as well. So like I'd give it like 4 or 5 months max, and then I'd probably chuck them. And then the next question was, what mascara do you use? My top favorite mascaras that I've tried to date are the Clinique Extreme Volume High Impact Mascara, Dior Iconic Overcurl. That's probably my all-time favorite mascara. And then at the moment I'm busy using these two Chanel mascaras. The more square one is the Sublime de Chanel, and the one with the rounded, you can see, the one with the rounded tube is the Volume de Chanel. I had a sample of this and I absolutely loved it, and I thought it might become my new like holy grail mascara. But since I bought the full-size tube, I found that it's making my lashes clump a bit. It's a bit wet. I think it actually needs to dry out a little bit, because I lose definition completely, and it like makes my eyelashes clump at the moment. So at the moment my favorite of the two is the Sublime de Chanel, which doesn't really add volume or curl or anything like that, but it really defines the lashes and separates them, and it's quite a natural mascara, whereas this one is more like va-va-voom. So it depends on like what look I'm going for. That is why I have two currently. The next question is Sephora or MAC. I'd have to say MAC because we don't have Sephora in South Africa. Boo. And then the following question was, do you have a MAC Pro card? And the answer is no. The next question is, what tools or makeup application tools do you use for makeup application? I have a few options here, but my absolute favorites, I don't have a load of makeup brushes actually compared to most sort of beauty bloggers and YouTubers. My collection is very small. My favorites are definitely the Real Techniques brushes. I use the blush brush, the powder brush, the contour brush, which I actually use for setting powder, setting my concealer, and the buffing brush. These are my favorite, and I use them regularly, like pretty much on a daily basis. And to apply my foundation, my favorite brush is the Burst FD05 stipple brush, which is sort of dense and soft and really does an amazing job of applying anything from CC cream to like a full coverage foundation. So I use this every single day. And then I really don't have that many eyeshadow brushes. I tend to use the brushes that come in the Naked palettes. I quite like them. And then I have a random assortment, but one that I do really like is the Body Shop eyeshadow blending brush. In combination with the Urban Decay palette brushes, especially the Naked 3 brush, that I find is really good. And then I use this one, so I probably need to work on my eyeshadow brush collection because it's like minuscule. The next question is, do you use primer, makeup primer for your eyes? And the answer is yes, I always do. Every single day I use the Urban Decay primer potion. I think this is the original. The next question is, do you use a primer for your face? I have quite a collection of primers. I don't, sorry my dog, I don't use them every single day, but I would say most days I do use the primer. My favorite is the Clinique Super Primer, which is just a great smoothing, skin improving, longevity enhancing. It basically does everything. So this is my favorite. And then if I really want to make sure that my T-zone doesn't get oily at all, I found the Bourjois Happy Light Matte Serum Primer works really well for me at just keeping my skin matte. And then I have two from Stila, the One Step Illuminate, which I use when I want to give my skin like a bit of a glow. It doesn't really do that much for making my makeup last, but it does make my skin look nice. It does sort of enhance the radiance of your skin. And the other Stila primer I have is the Hydrating Primer SPF 30, and this I basically treat as a sunscreen. I also don't think it helps my makeup last longer, and it definitely doesn't do anything about controlling shine, but it does give you an SPF, and especially if you have dry skin, this will like make your makeup look a little dewier, not so dull. So those are the primers that I use depending on what I need it to do. So I think I've got through all the questions now. I might split this video up into 2 parts. So if I do that, then this will be the end of part 1. I hope you were mildly entertained by this video, and I will see you again for part 2. Otherwise, for my next video, which is probably going to be my March, new in March, the things that I have bought during the course of March. Bye.